And welcome everyone to CBCTV. Again, didn't do last week. Armin was away, so it's just kind of like, I'll skip a week. What's the point? No, we could have done it, but I was just like, you know what, it's too hot. Nah. We're gonna skip it. But as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Mitch692 and the channel by googling Comic The Cast. You'll find us everywhere. You want to listen to it, you want to follow it, and talk to us. We're here and everywhere. And of course, I'm joined by Sean.
What's up? You can find me on the Real Sean on Twitter and everywhere else. Social media. You can Google me.
Google me. Don't Google me though.
Yeah,
Whatever
don't believe whatever Google says.
Google tells no lies.
Yes.
But to jump right into it, you'll be confused in wondering why this decision was made. But Warner Brothers have announced a Sandman series for Netflix. Why it's Netflix when they have several of their own streaming services? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they even know. But we are getting a Sandman series with Neil Gaiman writing the first episode along with David Goyer, which David Goyer is instantly a massive red flag for me. So rest in peace, Sandman. You never see it.
Yeah, we'll see it when it gets saved by HBO Max when Goyer's not on the show.
Yeah, 3 years after the show's cancelled.
Yeah, and it's a reunion.
Because we all know Warner Brothers ain't going to spend money to buy that out. Right?
Yeah. I'm kind of baffled by this myself. I mean,
same.
I have some inkling why. I mean, it's like because of all the money that they spent on the Bad Robot, exclusive deal and the Belanti. Yeah, I can never say his name. They probably wanted to offset the cost by having, Netflix produce this and pay them money for it. But I think the problem with like the Netflix thing is like if you look at their track record, it's like 2 seasons, and we're gonna try.
Oh yeah, 30 episodes and it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, and the second thing is like I'm hoping that like they didn't do what Marvel did with the Netflix Marvel stuff and sign an exclusive deal for X amount of years and have to pay X amount of dollars to get it all back.
I mean, we can only hope that wasn't the case, but I imagine at this point in time, with a service that has just lost friends, something that they spent a fortune on,
oh man,
is kind of like, you know what, we want a bit of collateral.
Yeah, when I seen that, I was like, it's the beginning of the end for Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think this is sort of a win situation for them because like they're just kind of grasping at everything to try to keep themselves afloat. And like they see this as like an IP they can use and exploit, so to speak.
Definitely, but it's just I'm not sure if it speaks volumes for the DC Universe app as well. It's just like, well, it's kind of like it's perfect for that. Like, wouldn't that drive more people to that service?
Yeah, well, I think that's done. I'll be honest with you. I don't expect that to survive next year. I think it would have been perfect for it, but I think on the flip side, like if they did put that on the net on their service, they would have to put out the cost for the production.
It also would have only been 1 season because they would have realized how much it cost and then just cancelled.
and then 2 weeks later, the service gets folded into HBO Max. So
I'm not. We'll get to that later on actually, but I'm not entirely sure that it is getting folded. But
yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, it's a very. I know, like Sandman's a property that yes, it should. It kind of deserves to be adapted into something, like whether it's a movie or live action or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like,
yeah,
Netflix, like,
yeah.
You have HBO. Yeah. Why would you not give it to HBO? I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, like in the age where like you want something to, you want a title to grab people and say, hey, come to my service.
You need that killer app.
Yeah,
you need that thing to grab people in.
Where can you watch Watchmen and every other WB property, and then like on top of that, like Sandman's has been clamored for decades. Let's put it out there, And I agree. I think it should be a TV show because of the way the stories are just long form. And from what I heard, there's gonna be new stuff. It's like Neil Gaiman said, "Hey, I don't want to write this." So,
which is fair enough. Like, why should he write the same thing again? Like, if you want to read that Sandman, you have the book. Like,
exactly.
If he's got an idea, like, I'm gonna bring it back to Neon Genesis here. It's kind of like Arno and the rebuilds. Like, he's doing something different with the new stuff he's bringing out. The original's always there. It's there on Netflix, funnily enough. But the new stuff is like, it's a hard left turn from that original show.
I think the choice of like where it's being on is like the biggest problem for me.
It's just confusing why it's there.
Yeah, I mean it's a little confusing, but a part of me knows why it's doing it, but like,
I mean it's always down to money,
to offset the cost. But like another part of me is like, you got to spend money to make money, and what says more to your fans is like, hey man, you want to go see the thing that's been sought after for years and years and years? Come to my service. It's over here. It's not over there. It's over here.
Yeah. Hey, here's our thing, but it's over there.
Yeah, I think I'll be honest with you. If I seen this as maybe a second year show on an app that I've been kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this, and I don't want to do this. I don't know about that. Yeah. I think if I seen that, I'd be like, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah, it's definitely. I just like.
I think it's disappointing.
Yeah, I think that's probably the word I'm looking for. I really couldn't spit it out there. It's like it's like, it's like HBO. Like it's such a big name. You know, they got all the freaking money in the world because it's HBO and after Game of Thrones, of course they have all the money in the world. It's just like, just do that. You know, you're doing Watchmen. You've already established HBO is going to have like DC shows. If I just smack the mic. It's like,
Well, I think that kind of goes in the problem how DC or Warner Brothers solve these problems that they have. It's like, it's like, you don't want to give other companies you're basically your competitor your products. It's like you don't see Coke saying, "Hey, Pepsi, you want to take just use my name to advertise your stuff." Go right ahead.
I'm pretty certain that's how New Coke came about.
Yeah, it's true. But that goes right back to like how it's like the preconceived notion of how WB works as a company.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's a small part of me that's kind of glad it's not in the DCU because it wouldn't get the budget it needs. It's like, the shows they're doing over there, the budget doesn't need to be astronomical on like Swamp Thing, I suppose. But it's like, you just keep it in house and give it the it just feels like an afterthought. It's what can we do? Sandman, there you go.
Yeah, I think it could have been a nice companion piece to the Watchmen TV show. Maybe, I don't know. It could have been something. But I mean, the second part that's really bumming me out is like the David Goyer part. It's like, I don't hate the guy. I just I don't like some of the stuff he does, and to know he's involved, kind of like you said, raises the red flags. It's like
he works on everything else, with the CW stuff. And it's just kind of like, actually, is he on the CW stuff, or is that Berlanti? Am I getting confused?
That's Berlanti, I think. I don't think.
What's Goyer done?
I think Goyer has been involved at the beginning of the DCU, ECU. I mean, before that, he's been kind of like a tag along with Snyder for a while, right? Wasn't he involved in the 300 stuff?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I get my failing upwards dude confused.
I mean, you can be confused. He could have been involved with the WB stuff for all we know.
Yeah, but it's just like,
But yeah, Goyer, I don't know, man. He's a hit or miss for me. But
it just was weird. They if you're Berlanti, it's kind of like, fine. Like that kind of says, we want to keep every we like the CW feel. Like let's just keep all the shows the same. And Goyer and the whole Snyder stuff, it's just like you're trying to get rid of that, surely.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to be in that Snyder camp, anyways. I thought maybe WDB just wants to wash their hands of this whole situation, but doing this, it kind of keeps people it keeps people reminded of like, oh yeah, Snyder was here too, wasn't he? You know, I don't know. It. I mean, I'm gonna watch it for sure. You know, because I'm a huge fan.
Same.
But like, I'm always gonna have like, I'm gonna always have that in the back of my mind that like, you know, that he's involved, and like anything that comes in that doesn't make any sense is just gonna be like, oh yeah, this must have been Coyer's decision making. But like,
at least after the first episode, because you know Gaiman's
yeah.
doing the first one, so anything after that is all good.
Yeah, I mean, the first season, the first episode's great, and it just kind of goes downhill. We know where it happened, you know.
Yeah.
It's
like you can pinpoint the exact moment.
Yeah, second episode of the first frame. You know? I don't know. Yeah, like the only thing that like the one thing that's kind of like boding well is like it's all gonna pretty much be original stuff. Hopefully sprinkled in with some iconic stuff. I think, you know.
I imagine you're gonna get a nice healthy mix. Like, or you might get like certain moments, but in different contexts.
Yeah, I mean, like I hope that they do the like, because like I think I can't remember what issue it was, but like when Sandman tags along with Death, and she's doing like the whole like they're like waxing poetic about like life and stuff like that, and like I don't know, it's such a great scene in the panels in the comic, and like the words make it even better. But like I want to see it kind of emotion and see, like, you got to imagine that Death and all the family is going to be introduced in some way.
Yeah, they can't keep that out. There's no way.
Yeah.
I just hope they kind of stick to, like, you know, that people adapt the art style.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
we just need, like, not necessarily like try to make it like one for one, but just like, you know, let's just keep it at least looking like it.
I would love for like I hope the look and feel is like I don't know, like a motion comic, but not really like a motion comic, because like I don't know, like does that make any sense? But
I get you mean, like when motion comics have that, it's like a weird fluid thing.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it. It's like it doesn't look right, but it kind of works.
Yeah. And I hope it has something like that, because it would kind of like feel good, like I feel right if you, because I mean we're talking about like a dream state anyway, so I don't know. Do you have any like expectations for that?
I just hope it's not a typical like, oh, we're in a dream and everything's like out of focus on the edges and blurry. I just don't do that. No, please don't do that. You know, make it. You know, give the artwork its due, and you know, like, just bring.
Or at least do something original, man. Like at least try to do something original. Yeah. Don't just go to the well every time.
And just try to avoid just like generic swirling colors, because.
Yeah, but we are talking about David S. Goyer, so like.
That's true, and it's Netflix. Anyway,
you know,
we'll watch it. We'll both no doubt talk about it on here
for sure
as it comes out. So get hype. But moving on, Paper Girls, if anyone has read or heard of that one, is coming to Amazon, because apparently, since Umbrella Academy, we need to pick up every single weird little whatever's similar to that in a way. Because Paper Girls, I haven't read it, but I know the synopsis and it does kind of sound similar in a way to Umbrella Academy. I'm not going to complain, because Umbrella Academy was fantastic, so give me more of that stuff. But it's just like, okay, cool, this is where we're definitely going. And of course, Amazon wants their own version of it, so
cool. Yeah, like here we're gonna come, man. Like, we had the renaissance of the movies, of the comic books. Now TV is definitely coming that way.
And thank God it's all all indie stuff. Like, give me more indie comic stuff. So,
like, I would be, and I'm sure this is kind of way out there, but I read a couple issues of Sex Criminals, and
that show needs. So I will die on the Sex Criminals hill. That show needs either a cartoon or a series, because it's fantastic. Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's one of the funniest things you'll ever read in your life. It's so good.
Oh yeah. It's like, it's really great and interesting, and like I think it lends itself more to like an HBO type show. But like, I've never read Paper Girls. This is probably the first I've heard of it.
It's I believe it's a Jeff Lemire book. No, it's, you know, it's girls that are packed around. Is it Brian K. Vaughan?
Yeah, it's what it says. I mean,
it's Brian. I might cut that out. It's Brian K. Vaughan. But it's like, you know, set in the 80s, so of course we're in that time period now. Like, they end up in like a time traveling war called between young people and old people. Nice.
How far how far along do you think before like he gets a nice exclusive deal with Amazon, and we see like Saga and Ex Machina and stuff like that?
If we'll never get Saga. Don't even put that thought in my head.
Yeah, you never know though.
I mean, he always said he was going to write Saga to never be adaptable, which, to be fair, he's not far off of that. But then again, money talks.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about places like Amazon, Apple, where they have like all the money in the world to like,
Ryan K. Vaughan's clearly got a number, and
I mean, like when people say that they don't have a number, they're lying.
Yeah,
everybody's got a number.
It just means it's slightly higher than others.
Yeah, it's just like he's probably thinking like they'll never pay this money, so I'm gonna say that I'm never gonna do it. So and then when Amazon comes calling after this is successful or whatever, and they go, hey, what else you got? And they just go down his list and say Saga, Ex Machina, Pride of Baghdad. Like they're gonna go. They're just gonna write a number on a piece of paper, and it's because it's Jeff Benzo. So I mean, it's gonna be a lot of zeros. So at the end of this, he's gonna look at it and he goes, "All right, where's the contract?"
It's like cool, but and to be fair, I can imagine Vaughn being like, you know what? After the whole AMC thing and Walking Dead, like, we're gonna have some few changes in how my stuff gets adapted because I just suddenly cancelled the comic all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that's clearly to do with the show. Like,
he was never happy with the show to begin with. So. But like to get back, like I think, and I'm pretty sure that Saga is coming. Eventually, it's gonna come.
If Paper Girls does well and like Amazon, as you said, they do get the exclusive thing with him, I will not be surprised.
Yeah, because like if you look at his list, it's the notable works and like his stuff that he's created or is very short but like very prominent. Like everybody, like I haven't read Ex Machina, but I know what Ex Machina is. And like Saga is very well known, especially in the comic community, and Why the Last Man is actually getting made.
Saga's like one of those. It's like not everyone's read it, but everyone knows exactly what it is.
Exactly.
It's like it's that one book you kind of have to be really open-minded about.
You had to just let your check your ambitions at the beginning of that story because it goes to places.
And also leave your politics to the side.
Exactly.
That book, if you're not of a certain way in politics, you're gonna get mad at Saga. Very mad, extremely mad. Well, but hey, if you like Romeo and Juliet in Star Wars, like
I mean,
right up your alley.
But I think he's gonna be what they're doing with what's Brian Ben, like who's doing the Netflix stuff again?
For who?
God, I'm blanking. He just said he got signed to exclusive to Netflix and like all his stuff.
Mark
Millar, yeah, he's gonna be. I mean, like all these companies want that, like
that's true. I didn't think of that one.
They want that, and like I think this is just a test run for Amazon. If it does well, I guarantee you. I
suppose as well, Amazon are no doubt going to lose like Cloak and Dagger over here.
Exactly. Runaways. Yeah, I mean, like Marvel he's got their piece of the pie. All intents and purposes, so does DC. Now Netflix has got, a sliver. Amazon definitely wants it on the action. Oh, yeah. I mean, like they got The Boys, which it's not his book, but like.
Which is apparently, I'm not 100% sure if this guy was talking about The Boys. Apparently, it's not that great, but we'll see when that comes out.
I don't know. Like, I'll watch it. Like,
I'm definitely gonna watch it. But it's kind of like, that's not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, but like, if this does well on Amazon, I guarantee you by next year we'll be hearing Brian K. Vaughan signed an exclusive deal with Amazon, and they can do it too. I mean, the guy Jeff Benzo got some money. He's swimming in that stuff.
So especially like now after the whole Walking Dead thing, it's like, the guy that brought you the Walking Dead. Like,
exactly.
It's 9-season show that AMC's still milking. It has its own comics and everything. We have that.
I
no,
mean,
we won't make TV movies for Walking Dead because we have some self-respect.
But I mean, for all like Paper Girls sounds interesting. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it and see what it's like.
So it's definitely one of those like wacky like indie comics, like 80s style.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love
like
those.
Umbrella Academy, so it's definitely like right up my alley. No, I might actually have to check it out because I never read it. I always meant to read it, but I never got around to it.
I mean, I like the whole premise. It sounds real fun.
Definitely. But no,
I mean,
it's gonna be cool. I imagine it's gonna be cool.
And it's not Mark Millar, so that's good.
That's always a plus in my book. It's always a plus. So
we don't need to give him any more money.
I'm just all I can think about is a Saga show now. Just like
I planned that into your brain.
It's just one of those that's kind of like it's always like I like can never be a movie. It's even though it's one of those where it's like it needs to be expensive as a movie, but it can never work for a movie because the movie's not long enough.
Well, yeah, that's how I feel with the Sandman stuff. It's like that needs to be long form storytelling. It like you cannot cram that stuff into 3 movies. It's so like because you
make it like 6 episodes long, like make it a full hour for each season. Throw all the money in the world at it, and then like just keep pumping them out until you finish.
I mean, like who's to say? Like I mean, this could go like a game where like those shows can go over like whatever the material is. You know, like the source material is just there as like a foundation. It's just like the Game of Thrones stuff. That stuff diverted from the material.
True, but that had no choice, unfortunately. It's kind of like, we've run out of books.
It's like getting to the end of the page and going, well, what do we do now?
I mean, to be fair, no doubt the Mark Millar stuff will be like that with Netflix because you can't pump him out that quick. But
we'll
I mean,
let's not encourage that.
We'll move on because from the Mark Millar. But yeah, Paper Girls, it sounds cool. I'm here for it. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
it.
For
sure. I'm sure when it comes out.
But next up, HBO Max has been announced. We all know why it's called HBO Max because God knows they want people to know it's HBO and not Warner Brothers. I don't know why.
It confused me.
Brothers. Like I saw it and I was like, another HBO service. Like, oh, this is the entire thing.
Well, when they announced the name, it confused me. I'm like, so the Warner Brothers app is coming out too? Is that what?
That was exactly my first thought. It's just like, okay, no. So we're gonna have is that gonna be a massive $20 bundle? Like you got HBO Go, HBO Max, Warner Media Service, and this and that. It's just like. It's like, oh no, this is it.
And the logos looks so
it's
80s.
Weird. I'm saying it's very 80s, very minimalist. Like it looks like a cinema chain to me personally. Like it's the exact same font like one I think Cineworld over here uses. I think so. It's just like I get it. It's okay. It's fine. No.
I mean, you don't need a fancy logo to sell the service. You need the IP and stuff like that.
Also, Max makes me laugh because that's like, oh, what's different to Plus? We have 3 things called Plus, like Max.
So basically, they combined the HBO and Cinemax, and this is what we got.
Yeah. Oh, because Warner Brothers have Cinemax.
Well, I think HBO owns Cinemax too, so I think.
Then it's kind of like Warner Brothers has, So, which to be fair, if they combined it that way, fair enough. If it was more like, how do we compete with Plus?
I just like the name choice. Kind of I understand that you want to walk away from kind of not take the baggage what Warner Brothers has, but I think it confuses a lot of people. I'm sure we weren't the only people that were like, what?
Oh no, there's no way.
But. And do you really want that at the beginning of your service? Do you want this kind of confusion? People are going to be looking for HBO Max and Warner Brothers service. I think they should have stuck with the Warner Brother But
then
name.
At the same time, I imagine HBO gets a lot of traffic in Google and stuff.
That's true. I mean,
having HBO there, and then this is going to no doubt be one of the first things that pops up because they'll pay Google money for it.
That's true.
It's right there. It's I think calling it Warner Brothers might have been better because it's the oldest studio on the lot, so kind of give that name off. But I get it both ways. It's fine. It's just
gonna be weird. Yeah.
It's a button I can poke, and it's me, and as everyone says, it's this channel, so we're gonna poke it. Like, don't give me a button and tell me no.
Yeah. Well, like, to me, like, it's gonna be weird to like turn on the TV, hit that button, and then Friends pops up on HBO. You know?
Yeah, because fun fact, Netflix loves Friends. So everyone on Twitter going to me the other day, oh, but Netflix has Friends, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do they though?
Yeah.
Really.
And this is just the beginning, though. Like, I guarantee you, like, they're gonna be dropping like flies.
I mean, that's two their two biggest shows in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Like, and this comes down to like what I was saying last time, and almost probably every time about Netflix. But like I think this is gonna, like, in the next couple of years, like, that's why they're like trying to snatch up like all this other stuff, you know, and like,
so they've been seeing this coming. They had to.
But you know, to me, it's kind of weird, and it's like it looks desperate, you know. Instead of like putting money into like original content, they'd rather just like, I'll just buy a couple of IPs, and then we'll put it on there.
And we'll get to that in a minute, actually.
Yeah. But you know, I think for the HBO Max, you know, I don't know, man. So you don't think the DC app is gonna roll over? I heard it's not.
Right. Here's the thing: when they announced this, they advertised it with Justice League and Doom Patrol. Why Justice League? Because you know full well your comment section is going to be about Snyder Cut. Like, have some self-awareness and don't do that. Get as far away from it as possible. Yeah. Doom Patrol, I was like, they're clearly rolling it over. No, it's going to be on both. Right. At least from what I've heard, it's going to be like, why? You're going to have it in two places?
Well, you know what would make sense? And this is just me. Take all this DC stuff, roll it into the HBO Max, and then turn the DC app and just to what Marvel has, the Marvel Unlimited. You know, that's what people really, really want. They want the shows. You know, give them the shows, but like give them a dedicated app for that comic section too. I think, I mean, it clearly, I don't know, man. Like, to have two different apps, I think it's just going to confuse people.
Yeah, it's weird. But at the same time, thank God they recognized that people like Doom Patrol. They've clearly actually been looking at Twitter and everywhere that people like Doom Patrol, and it's actually going to get the love it deserves and be on the main service. You know, there was no Titans on that video. There was no Titans. There was no Swamp Thing. There was no Stargirl, because they're filming that. But like, they picked the one that is universally loved by people.
Of course.
Like, no, I will applaud them for that. And
and plus on the same note, Brendan Fraser still has a job.
He does. That's the we are all the more blessed. We didn't have to get blessed, but we got blessed.
I'm pretty sure that he was probably sweating that whole entire time.
I mean, he's just sweating anyway. Look at the size of him. No,
it's true.
As a fat, I can joke that a fat man sweats, but
it's
fine for me.
I'm glad that they didn't do that, but like on the same side, it's like if you're not gonna cancel it, I think they should need to just take that DC app, if they're gonna keep it, and redesign it from the ground up, because the interface sucks. Just dedicate.
That's something you can roll out over time. To be fair, you know, how many times has Netflix changed their look?
It's true.
You know, but I'm certain they changed it twice in 6 months of the year. No.
It's true, and the color font too.
Yeah.
But I don't understand like why keep the app if you're just gonna like take this, like, it's, I don't know, to me it doesn't make sense. I'm still not gonna like resubscribe to that service because
what's the point? Because Doom Patrol's going to be on HBO Max, so there's no need for it.
I mean,
here's my thinking behind it. It's another thing to add to a bundle.
Yeah.
No, there's HBO Max, there's HBO Go, there's Crunchyroll, which is huge. There's DCU. You know, they're all going to bundle it together, that's why it's going to be so expensive. So if you just keep another one around, but this way you've got like a little teaser thing on your main one, which you can advertise the DC universe on.
Yeah, but the thing is that you got to have something on that app to make people want to keep.
I mean, that's very true. And without Doom Patrol, they haven't got anything unless Stargirl turns out to be one of the biggest hits you've ever seen.
But then they'll cancel it like 20 minutes later, and because it's cost so much. You know, like
they make it so hard.
They do, you know, to me, I mean, that all sounds pretty much what's gonna happen. I feel like, but like what will be on the DCF that makes me want to make it a bundle and then pay $20, $25, $30 a month for every service that they offer. It's like, nah, you know, I'm just gonna pick one, and then like Crunchyroll. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's got the anime stuff. I might put that on there, but like, I don't know, man. I don't want to pay like $25 for stuff that I'm probably not going to use. You know, like.
Especially when you can get like, obviously it's not, you don't get the best quality music, but like Crunchyroll you can get for free, and they give out like 3 month trials, like nothing. So it's like, I might get this and see if you can pick a bundle and be like, all right, I want HBO Max and Crunchyroll. I might just do that. Otherwise, I don't think I'll ever go for like the DC one.
So what is your price that you're willing to pay for that though?
What, for the 2? If it's any more than 10, no.
Yeah.
No way. At least that way you can kind of go like, oh, it's 5 and 5. But
yeah. Yeah, it's just like they gotta realize that with all these other services out there, you gotta keep it at under a certain amount, or people are just not gonna do it. You know, like because like with the D Plus app, they're probably gonna bundle it with like ESPN and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but they said that that investors demo that they're gonna have the bundle of the 3. Like, was it ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and something else? Yeah, and it's like they didn't say a price point for that one yet. I don't think they actually figured it out. But you know, it's like you don't have to have the bundle, but it's nice.
Well, like what's the most you're probably gonna like? I probably think for the 2 ads, like say if you get D Plus and ESPN Plus, $14. Like 7 for each, you know.
Yeah,
but
which
like,
even
then,
this... like that's a weird one because you know, I keep calling it the Warner Media Service, but it's now HBO Max. I'm so used to saying the other one. It's kind of like Disney Play and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But, you know, like when it came out, it's going to be like $15 for HBO Max. It's like that was 3. So is Disney going to keep it 15 for 2 if they go that route, or they're going to have to undercut that as well?
Sorry about that.
Nice. Get on the phone to HBO Max, little Sean.
Stupid FedEx people. Sorry. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Like, I know I'm gonna get the HBO Max. Everything else, I'm kind of on the fence. Like, if it's the right price, like, I'll do it. But I'm not gonna pay more than $15-20 for that.
So they got to be careful. Like, they've already kind of come out here with the whole $15 thing. That look, we're going to be more expensive than most people, which like, that might be downfall. But like, if they come out and be like, look, this is going to be the same price as Disney Plus, great.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Well, $15 is fair. But if you go over that, then you're kind of running a risk of turning people away.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, what wasn't Netflix? Didn't they? Or they raised the price, right? So if they keep the price,
they've done that like 8 times, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they keep that, like, it's like them. It's like if they keep that price, they're gonna start turning people, like, customers away.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's the same with every other service.
Netflix did come out and say they're cutting back on like original programming spending. So does that mean they have to lower the price as well? Because you're cutting back on that. Like, obviously, you've got to kind of recoup costs because you're losing things left and right.
Yeah.
But, like,
it's like, well, because like I think that was the reason why they upped the price, because they had to like pay for, like, I don't know, House of Cards and all that other stuff. But like, if you're gonna like cut back, then you need to cut the price in half or something. You know, to like, and if you don't, you're gonna lose customers, like, because no one's gonna want to pay. I mean, like, after next year, there's gonna be a lot of different services that are like saying, hey, come on over here, use my service. You know, here it's only $15 a month for 3. You know, like, hold on, sorry.
That's all right. Nice. Next year's going to be extremely interesting. Extremely interesting because, you know, you got Disney Plus this year. I think Apple, is it Apple Plus? I'm going to call it Apple Plus. Or Apple TV.
Oh yeah, and like
that coming next year.
Apple, and people keep forgetting that service is coming out too. You know, and like
To be fair, I can understand why you'd forget because it's Apple. Like people know them for phones and computers. They don't know them for shows and anything like that. Yes, there's Apple TV, but I can't like that's not really like the biggest thing people have or know of. So I can understand people forget about it. But like I think like people do underestimate them. And they are, and they're going to be extremely wrong when Apple come out swinging.
Like, I mean, like you're talking about a company that has trillions at the end of their net worth. You know,
I mean,
they got the money.
Apple and Amazon like the two biggest companies.
Yeah.
So, like...
But I think Amazon. I mean, Amazon's like second to Apple. Apple's got like money hidden all over all over the world. You know, like they got money in like China. I mean,
Apple is money. Let's be honest. Like
money. Like they should just change the symbol to like a dollar sign or something like that because, like, that's what it is.
I mean, they could probably buy the dollar sign from the United States.
Yeah, I mean, look,
they have enough of it.
I mean, they practically own, what money looks like and money is.
Actually, but could you make a case that, like, look, we have more money than you, therefore the money logo is ours.
Yeah,
it's only fair.
By fair, like, come on, dude. Like, we make more money than the United States of America.
And soon they'll just make more money off their money.
I'm sponsored by Apple.
Apple dollars. Like.
But, like, I think in 2020, by the end of 2020, there's going to be a lot of services vying for your attention. And
there's going to be a lot of dead services. A lot of people are going to screw this up.
Yeah.
Probably seen one screw up, and that was a very niche one, which, to be fair, is probably the best one to screw up. But yeah, it's
gonna be interesting to watch though from the sidelines because
give it 2 years, you will have like streaming graveyard memes. I can guarantee you.
Guarantee you next year that'll happen. It's people have been saying. Like the landscaping of entertainment is going to be changing for years. This is the time when it starts happening. Because
this is the biggest change we'll ever see in your lifetime.
For sure. And like I guarantee cable's never going to go away, but it's not going to be like you're not going to see it in many households. After all these streaming services.
What makes me laugh? People are like, "Oh, streaming services becoming cable." It's like this is how it's worked over here in the UK forever. You've always kind of gone like, right, well, I want the TV provider. I want this package, that package. I want movies. I want sports. I want kids.
So you cherry pick what you want, basically.
Yeah, and it's always worked like that. Obviously, unfortunately, I'm in a spot where if I change anything, the price just gets more expensive for some reason. Don't ask me how. It's convoluted, strange. It's all to do with the sports. So it's kind of like, well, I'm stuck with everything right now. So, but it's cheaper, so oh well. It's a weird.
It's an interesting landscape that the entertainment business is going in that direction.
Yeah.
And it's very like it's like a fun thing to watch from like the sidelines or the inside.
Oh yeah. It's gonna all we can really do as a consumer is just hope and pray that it's good and people don't stagnate, which with the amount of coming out, hopefully people don't stagnate or half-ass it so we can actually get the competition.
Yeah, I mean the people who do that are going to be gone. The companies are gone. Like that's I've been saying that for Netflix for years. Like they've just been running off the fact that they dominated the streaming industry. And after next year, that's not going to be the case anymore. Then they have actual competition, so they've got to like step up their game. And then I mean, the original content thing for me doesn't make sense. Like if they're going to get rid of that, then like, what's the point? Like I don't want to. If I want to see some of this stuff, I don't know. But some of the stuff that doesn't really interest me, like some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about later, that Netflix is putting out, I have no interest whatsoever in seeing.
Well, this is a very good segue, so we're gonna end on that one. It came out a couple of days ago that Netflix is doing a Cuphead series. For those who don't know, Cuphead is I believe it's an Xbox Live. It was an Xbox Live exclusive. It's now also on the Switch, or it's coming to the Switch. It's a very like 1930s hand-drawn game. Like it's one of those like little shooters, like it's just a ton of bosses and you just got to shoot them. It's like multiplayer. It's a really fun game. It's a very hard game, but it's very fun. And we're getting an animated series for good old Cuphead and his brother Mugman, or his pal Mugman.
Does that translate into like maybe a fun game? But do you think you can sit there and watch a 20-minute episode of that?
Personally, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
When I got when I got the game, I was like, I could watch it. I was like, I could watch a whole entire show of this. Like, it's not going to be the same animation, which kind of bums me out a little bit because the animation is just so good in that game. But I know they're going to kind of stick close to it. I don't think it's. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be like a kid-friendly thing. Like, if they go the opposite route and be like, right, not like a hard R thing, but we're going to lean a bit more into the adult side of it, then I'm absolutely on board. If it's just like another kids thing, then I'm kind of off of it. But it's like, I don't know. It's just an interesting little thing, and I think it just works. Obviously it lends itself to being a cartoon because it literally is a cartoon. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I never played the game. Not really sure. I might give it a shot. Eventually.
It's just literally the entire premise is they made a deal with the devil. Like they lost. It's that typical like old 1930s cartoon thing, and to get their souls back, they have to go collect other people's souls. Okay. And like the designs are fantastic. Like you got Dice Head, who's like the right hand man for the devil, and like all the bosses. They just it's a stunning game to look at. It's just fantastic. But,
yeah, I'm looking at like pictures of it, and it reminds me of like the old like Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah, or it's very much based on the old Disney Warner cartoons and all that. Like it's very based, like you look at Cuphead and Mugman. They're the old Mickey Mouse.
I mean, they're pretty much dressed that way too. So.
Yeah, like it's just stunning. Like the music as well is fantastic. Like it's all like the typical like orchestral stuff, like funky jazz. It's just so good.
Have you seen the trailer? Because I guess there's a trailer out.
I don't think they had a trailer for it.
Oh, really?
I only saw it was announced. If they have a trailer out, then I missed it, and yikes, I should have watched that. I'm kind of mad. But
I mean, I guess. I mean, it sounds like a very like I don't know.
It's a very niche thing. Yeah, it's not going to bring a lot of people into it, and it goes to the point you were saying earlier about they're just trying to snag IP and like working on original stuff, trying to make their own. But
I mean, I think it's like a hit or miss thing, though, right?
Yeah,
they're kind of taking a gamble and saying like this is worth X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Do you think this would like? I mean, I'm looking at the video right now of the game. I mean, it looks really interesting. I'll give you that.
It's a very niche game. It's just literally just boss fights over and over again. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun.
I mean, I guess, but they've got to like have more than just like one cartoon to like
Oh yeah, they would need more, but like you can. It just feels like they're trying to like reach out to more demographics.
Yeah,
it's like we're gonna try and get the gamers on our side. We can go for like, to be fair, Cuphead of all things is a fairly random one. But, it was huge when it came out. It's also going to be on Teslas, which is a weird thing. The game, so.
I mean, if it's got a following and people want to see it, then like, but like, I mean, like, they would definitely need to cut the service price in half. I mean, like, I'm not going to pay, like, like we were saying, like, the only reason people were paying a premium is like to see those like House of Cards shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black. If those doesn't exist anymore, then like bring it back to I don't know $9.99 or whatever, and then that would make it, I guess, worth it in some weird in a way, like because especially if the Netflix brings in the Sandman stuff. I mean, it'll keep. I don't know. It keeps something coming in, but like like I don't know. It just to me it seems like desperate to like just grabbing anything.
Yeah.
And bringing it in. It's like, hey guys, we got Cuphead. Hey, we got Sandman. Hey, we got this, we got that, and it's like, I mean, I like Castlevania and all, but I don't think I'm gonna pay $9.99 just to see Castlevania.
These definitely aren't like. Cuphead's never going to be a draw for anyone. Like, it was never going to sell a console. It was never going to sell a service. Yeah. But like, it's very much we need to fill out some things. Like,
fill a gap out.
We have a gap here. Like, just put it with Cuphead. It's got a nice niche little audience. People no doubt watch it, but it's.
And then it all comes down to like, it does it live up to whatever the game's following. Like because if
I hope it does. If it doesn't, then like it's disappointing.
Then it's like, but then it like puts a stain on your like you're not gonna look at Cuphead, the same again if it kind of bombs, and like it just doesn't live up to it. You're like that one game that I used to like is pretty cool.
Luckily, where it's like a different animation style and it's not going to be connected to the game, it's going to be its own like little 20-minute thing. Like,
okay,
if it bombs, it's kind of like, cool. That was the thing that happened.
It tried,
Back to the game. No,
I mean, I guess
they tried something for it. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for lack of trying, I guess. But like, I just it's kind of weird that like if you look at Netflix, like all the shows that everybody loves are like mostly animated, like the Voltron.
Especially now, yeah.
Like it's starting to turn into like a Crunchyroll type, service, which is not a bad thing. The
guy at Crunchyroll is kind of like, yeah, cool, They're just going to bring people over here because we're the biggest library of anime, so cool, yeah.
It's true.
We're not worried about Netflix in the slightest.
All you're doing is helping me.
I mean, count the Netflix bucks.
Yeah, I mean, if I still have Netflix, I'll watch it. But
I mean, that's a good point as well. Actually, it's just like, but,
yeah, I mean.
I don't. I just like I'm more like excited for the guys that made the game because they're literally two brothers in a garage making it for a couple of years, and now it's just exploded into a Netflix show. It's kind of like, you know what? Good for you.
Good for them. Yeah.
You made a great game. It was something different. It captured a little audience when it did. I say little. It was fairly big when it came out. So
it is pretty amazing, man.
Yeah. They got their paycheck, so you can go home.
From that perspective, I guess it's pretty amazing. Like if you, it's like one of those like what it costs like $5 to download to play.
I can't remember the price. It's been a couple of years now. I think it's either 5 or 10. It weren't expensive.
Yeah. I mean, from that to an animated show.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean, it took him like 6 years to hand draw the entire thing. So like.
Jeez. I mean, if I'm correct with my Netflix, people, I'm pretty sure they probably lowballed the creators. So.
I mean, probably. To be fair, like the amount of money even a lowball from Netflix, I imagine, is more than enough for like those.
That's true.
Just be like,
$500,000 for your series is $500,000. So
hey, that's life changing for any normal person, really. No. I'd love 500K for something I drew.
That's true. I mean, look, if that's the case, I have a bunch of stick figure drawings that I have from my.
I'll sell out hard.
Yeah.
No shame. But no, it's just an interesting little thing. I thought I'd put it in there. It's like, you know what? Cool. I'm here for it. Maybe if this does well, this could go lead into something more. We've got Castlevania and all that. So like, maybe. I don't know what else they could do. There's probably a ton of stuff they could animate from games. So
yeah, and plus by all accounts, they have stuff coming from like the Russo brothers and like the Warcraft.
True.
So, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say like this. Like, I mean, this could be their thing. Netflix's thing now is just like,
we can make video game cartoons.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
We are now going to be called Gameflix.
And then Sony,
yeah. So thanks everyone for joining. We'll catch you all next week. So have a nice weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye.